4 men, one shot at the WWE Championship, and only one of them was walking out of Montreal with their dreams still alive. Welcome to Slam Nation, the ultimate home for the most insane, unpredictable, and explosive wrestling drama on the planet. Saturday night's main event, January 24, 2026. The Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The temperature outside was -7 degrees, but inside that building, the air was on fire. Because WWE had just announced that the winner of this fatal 4-way match would earn the right to challenge undisputed WWE Champion Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. For elite competitors. One night. One chance. No excuses. And the stakes could not have been higher if WWE had tried to manufacture them in a lab. And if you love WWE drama and insane wrestling moments like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Slam Nation, and turn on notifications because things are only getting crazier from here. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now because I want to know whose side you are on. Now let's talk about how these 4 men even got here. Randy Orton earned his spot by dismantling The Miz. Trick Williams bulldozed Matt Cardona. Damian Priest took out Solo Sikoa. And Sami Zayn, the heart and soul of this entire story, survived a brutal war with Ilja Dragunov just to make it to this moment. Every single man in this match paid a price just to stand in that ring. And the crowd in Montreal? They already knew who they wanted. They knew before the first name was even announced. The moment Sami Zayn's music hit, the Bell Center absolutely erupted. Oh. Thousands of Canadian voices shaking the walls of that arena for their guy, their hometown hero. The emotion in that building before a single punch was thrown was already at a level most wrestling matches never reach. But what happened next shocked everyone, and this match had not even officially started yet. Trick Williams stepped out onto the apron before the opening bell and just watched. Smirking, surveying, letting Orton, Zayn, and Priest throw themselves at each other while he played the chess game from the outside. That strategy sent a message instantly. Trick did not come to Montreal to brawl. He came to win. And in a fatal 4-way, survival is sometimes smarter than dominance. But Randy Orton had no time for strategy. The Viper came in like a coiled weapon, and he had Trick Williams locked in his sights immediately. Orton circled Williams with that predatory energy that only the Viper possesses, threatening the RKO the moment the bell rang, and Trick did exactly what Trick was supposed to do. He slithered to the outside and let the 3 other men tear each other apart. Smart. Infuriating. But smart. This completely changed the dynamic of the entire opening minutes. Zayn and Priest collided in the center of the ring with the crowd firmly behind Sami. Zayn was fighting with a ferocity that felt different tonight. This was not just another match for Sami Zayn. This was a dream decades in the making. You could see it in his eyes. You could feel it in every single strike he threw. And the Montreal faithful felt it too, because every Zayn offensive burst was met with a thunderous roar that rattled the rafters of the Bell Center. But Trick Williams was never going to let this be a fairy tale. Not on his watch. He slid back into the ring just in time to take over, stomping Randy Orton, then turning his full attention to Sami Zayn. Williams worked over Zayn with brutal precision, hammering him with chops and running kicks, driving him hard into the turnbuckle. The Cyclone boot connected flush, and fans could not believe what they were seeing as Sami Zayn, the people's champion in this building, was being completely dominated by the youngest man in this match. Damian Priest re-entered the chaos and attempted the razor's edge on Zayn, but Sami had other ideas. He slipped out, scaled the ropes, and connected with a tornado DDT that sent the crowd into a frenzy. Pin attempt. 2 count. The crowd willed Zayn to keep going. And he did. But the match was about to shift again in a way nobody saw coming. Sami Zayn went for the Blue Thunder Bomb on Randy Orton, lifting all 240 pounds of the Viper and driving him into the mat with everything he had. The crowd exploded. The pin was hooked. But Orton kicked out, and the message was loud and clear. The Viper was not going down that easy. Not here. Not tonight. Not when a championship opportunity was hanging in the balance. Things became even more chaotic as the match spilled to ringside. Randy Orton, who had been plotting his moment like the veteran predator he is, grabbed Sami Zayn and tried to slam him through the announce table. But Zayn reversed it. Sami Zayn threw Randy Orton onto that announce table himself, and the explosion of noise from the Montreal crowd was deafening. Their hero was fighting back against one of the most dangerous men alive in professional wrestling today. But nobody expected what Orton did next. The Viper turned the tables entirely. In a sequence that left the entire WWE universe speechless, Orton grabbed Trick Williams and drove him through the announce table. Then he grabbed Zayn. Table. Then Priest. Another table slam. 3 consecutive announce table destructions in rapid succession, and Randy Orton stood over all 3 broken bodies with that cold, empty look in his eyes that tells you the snake has fully shed its skin. The crowd was on their feet. Everyone in the building, whether they wanted Orton to win or not, could not deny what they had just witnessed. This was the moment the match could have ended. This was the moment the Viper could have slithered into history. But this completely changed everything when Orton went back to work inside the ring. He elevated Damian Priest and Trick Williams together, landing a double-draping DDT off the ropes that is one of the most iconic moves in WWE today. The crowd popped enormous. The RKO was being loaded up. The pose was there. The energy was there. Orton coiled. The entire Bell Center held its breath. Then he hit the RKO on Sami Zayn. Clean. Beautiful. Devastating. The fans held their breath. The pin was hooked. But Trick Williams dove in and broke the count, and the WWE Universe exploded after this happened because Trick Williams had just saved himself at the expense of Sami Zayn. Calculated. Ruthless. Perfect heel chess in front of a raging crowd. And Trick was not done. He had watched this entire match with a calculator behind his eyes, waiting for the exact moment to strike. Now with Orton, Zayn, and Priest all broken down, Williams made his move. He went for the cover himself. He tried to steal the entire match, the entire opportunity, the entire dream, right there in the middle of the Bell Center. But Damian Priest refused to let it happen and broke up the pin himself. The tension inside that arena was suffocating. Every single fan was on their feet because anyone could win this. Anyone could steal it. And the chaos had never been higher. The match descended into absolute mayhem after that. Everyone was laying on the canvas. Everyone was running on fumes. Damian Priest clawed his way back in, and Zayn had to dig deep into reserves he probably did not even know he had. The crowd was in full old chant mode, willing Sami forward like a heartbeat keeping him alive. Zayn launched himself at Priest with everything left in his body and connected with the hell of a kick flush across the jaw. Damian Priest crumpled. But Trick Williams had one more trick left. He grabbed the referee and physically yanked him out of the ring before the count could be completed. The crowd turned inside out with fury. The referee was pulled away from a pinfall that should have ended this match and sent Sami Zayn to the Royal Rumble. Trick Williams looked into the eyes of every single person in that building and dared them to hate him. And they did. Loudly. But Sami Zayn refused to die. He got back up. He locked back in. And when the moment presented itself one final time, with the referee back in position and nothing left standing between him and destiny, Zayn hit the hell of a kick on Damian Priest one more time. 1, 2, 3. It was over. Sami Zayn was going to the Royal Rumble to challenge for the undisputed WWE Championship. The Bell Center erupted in a way that transcended wrestling. This was not just a crowd celebrating a win. This was a city celebrating one of their own. Montreal, Canada standing on its feet for Sami Zayn, a man who has bled, sacrificed, and fought for every single inch of his career, finally earning the biggest opportunity of his life. The emotion was raw. The tears in the crowd were real. And for a few seconds, the entire wrestling world stopped and just felt this moment. But then Drew McIntyre arrived. The undisputed WWE champion stormed down that ramp with fire in his eyes, charging toward Zayn as if to remind him that this dream has a brutal reality attached to it. But here is where the story took one final, unforgettable turn. Sami Zayn did not run. Sami Zayn did not hide. He stood his ground, stared down the champion, and fought McIntyre off with such intensity that the Scottish warrior backed up, retreated, and walked out of the Bell Center entirely. Drew McIntyre, the undisputed WWE champion, was chased away by a man who had just gone to war in a fatal four-way and had nothing left in the tank. The pyro exploded on the stage. The old chants filled the arena one final time. Sami Zayn stood alone in that ring, arms raised, soaking in every single second of a moment the entire WWE Universe had been waiting years to see. And now the question that no one can stop thinking about is this: can Sami Zayn actually do it? Can he stand across the ring from Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble, with the most prestigious championship in the world on the line, and finally achieve the dream that has defined his entire career? McIntyre is a different kind of monster. He is ruthless, calculating, and willing to do absolutely anything to keep that title around his waist. He already stormed that Bell Center and tried to attack a man who had just survived one of the most brutal fatal four-way matches in recent memory. That tells you everything you need to know about how threatened Drew McIntyre truly is. The Royal Rumble is coming. The collision is set. 2 men, 1 title, and a story that the entire wrestling world has an emotional stake in. Sami Zayn has never been closer to the top of the mountain. But the closer you get, the harder the fall if someone finds a way to push you off. If this breakdown hit different, you already know what to do. Smash the like button right now, subscribe to Slam Nation if you have not yet, share this with every wrestling fan you know, and get loud in those comments immediately. I want to know, is Sami Zayn walking out of the Royal Rumble as the undisputed WWE champion, or does Drew McIntyre shut this dream down in the cruelest way possible? Drop your prediction below and let's settle this, because that is exactly what Slam Nation was built for.